Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kodash. Hey, double honors. Once again, or do and go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to push out this truth. And per Isaiah 30 and 20, all right, they're out there with the rest of us, pushing this truth. They're not hidden, all right. Um, Salutations go out also to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth, trying to wake up the remaining hopefully elect. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And, you know, hey, you got to laugh. Concerning you women out there, we have constantly told you over the years that all the shit that you've done, all right, it's going to come back on you. See, for the longest time, you felt like this devil, these Edomites were protecting you, and all the time they're setting your ass up. All right. And here we have an incident where in Kansas City, I don't know whether it's Missouri or Kansas yet. Hold on. We'll find out. Because I just want to get this out there. It says cops ignored black women pleas about alleged serial killer. All right. So, of course, here's his face. And I don't know. That's why I was laughing earlier. You have to wonder. And this, Jake, men too, you got to wonder. After all that's been done to us, for you to have any real, substantial trust in this devil to do anything for you, all right? This case here should serve as a reminder. They don't give two fucks, one fuck, whatever. A fat frog's ass. They don't give a shit about you. All right, you served your purpose. All right, and that's that feminism bullshit to help destroy our families. He's really done with you. There's this LGBT shit is trying to add insult to injury as far as the family's concerned. With George Soros, you got to ask yourself, why is he targeting our people? Because they know who we are. But anyway, back to this story. It says cops ignored black women pleas about alleged serial killer. Apparently, they kept saying, women are missing, and they kept going to the police and blah blah blah. Well, let's hear Dr. Ritchie here, Dr. Rashad Ritchie, and his channel is indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. All right, he gets into topics concerning our people. I'll give him that, but we're gonna add some scriptures to this. Let's go ahead and get it rolling there.
These are unrelated criminal actions. Put up the picture of the man who has now been arrested and charged. Weeks after the Kansas City Police Department dismissed initial reports of a potential serial killer as, and I quote, completely unfounded. That's what they said. They said it's completely unfounded that these crimes are happening because of a serial killer. A 22-year-old black woman escaped from said potential killer. 39-year-old Timothy Haslett was charged with first-degree rape, first-degree kidnapping, and second-degree assault on October 7th. The now ongoing investigation into the potential series of kidnapping and assaults by Haslett is expected to take days, possibly weeks, to complete. According to the Kansas City Defender, the bombshell multi-county investigation began Friday, October 7th, when a 22-year-old black woman escaped bondage after being kidnapped, sexually assaulted, held captive in the basement of Haslett. The woman was discovered around 8 a.m. that Friday when reports of a woman banging on the doors and crying for help
So it is Missouri.
Reached the police. The young woman will only be identified by her initials, TJ, according to the Clay County prosecutor. Probable cause statement. TJ reported that, and I quote, Timothy had kept her in a small room in the basement that he built, kept her restrained and handcuffed.
I apologize, Salaki. God dang it. They make you watch this shit.
Kept her restrained in handcuffs on her wrist and ankles. In addition, Haslett whipped her while she was restrained.
Damn.
There were injuries on her back that were consistent with this description. Court documents further say she was able to get free when he left to take his child to school.
What?
There's more. The official court documents also read, upon the police officer's arrival at the residence, they found TJ. She was wearing latex lingerie and had a metal collar around her neck with a padlock and duct tape around her neck. TJ advised that a man by the name of Timothy picked her up on Prospect in Kansas City at the beginning of September 2022. Now remember, they're saying, no issue here. These crimes are not connected. You don't have an issue with a serial killer. No. Unfounded. Which allowed him to not have the right profile, thus not the right emphasis in the investigation, and he continued to assault that community of black women in particular. Let's go to the local resident. Her name is Sierra. Okay? Local resident Sierra Tharp's grandmother provided the young woman food and a blanket after bringing her inside of the home. Tharp told the citizen, quote, and I quote, she made the comment about her friends, that they didn't make it and that he had killed them. That's what she said. I'm really hoping they find evidence about her friends. If anything, she can have closure about her friends. I just hope they can find everything they need to. Let me bring up the black male. In mid to late September, see this brother, that's Bishop Tony Caldwell, okay? Bishop Caldwell is a local Kansas City community leader. That bishop that you're looking at made reports of numerous murdered and missing black women, and specifically identified that they were being taken from an area on Prospect Avenue in Kansas City. He's the man that actually cracked the case, and the police would not listen to him. You know why he cracked the case? You know why he knew it was happening? You know why the bishop had that information? Because he works in the community, he listens to the community, and he believes the community that he serves. That's all it took. And he put the dots together. The police did not, because they did not believe the community. They did not listen to the community, and they don't work with the community.
And they did not give a fuck. Let's not forget that.
At the time the police dismissed these claims, the Kansas City Police Department made a statement addressing the community testimonies and called them, and I quote, completely unfounded rumors. That's what they called the bishop and his sentiment about black women being taken away in that community. Unfounded rumors. Dismissing the concerns. The local news outlets followed suit, in essence, silencing any ongoing community voices which maintain concern of the missing black women. And let me say this, because I researched and I saw this, to the local news journalists who decided to adopt without rebuttal, without question, without opposite commentary, what the police told you to say. Shame on you. Shame on you. At least have the other side of the story, the damn reporting. Because of that, this man was allowed to continue without even being a target of the investigation, because no one listened after you all in local media said there's nothing to see here.
So he wasn't considered a suspect. So see,
the new development, the department issued a statement defending their dismissal.
Of course.
They said, and I quote, we base our investigations on police incident reports of criminal activity. We do still maintain that there is no indication that what you guys reported was accurate, and there was no indication that there was anything that supported that claim, they're still trying to defend themselves. The statement from
Lawsuit.
we share what information we can publicly, many times from the scene of incidents of violent crimes when there's a report or an investigation underway. There had and has not been anything that corresponded to our reports on social media and the web, which is why we refuted that report and said that the claims were unfounded.
Trying to cover
Who's
their ass.
the interim chief? Put him up. Okay? The interim chief is Joseph Maben, right? Joseph, you got a job to do, sir. You are already horribly failing at it by allowing this kind of statement to even be issued. Now, I know you're not the person they want there. I know that. But you're the person they got. If you are a leader, I don't care if you are a leader just for 20 hours in that department, act like one. Okay. Being systemic racism, prejudice, it leads to what? It's a ripple effect that adversely impacts everybody in the community regardless of skin tone. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that's really important. A lot of people point to this and say, this is the police not doing their job. And they're right. But it goes a layer deeper than this. Because who do serial killers target?
That's right.
Serial killers target the same people that police departments target. Serial killers specifically and intentionally go after the people that they know the institutions like the police
That are marginalized, yep.
categorically dismiss
Yep.
and deny. That people will hear stories from members of the community.
And that's the fucked up part about this, because you would think not even a seasoned investigator would realize this. But wait a minute. This be somebody, yeah, all right, somebody would pick on, would select, because these are people that society is like, those people over there, nobody cares. So that's why I'm saying, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, this was them just saying, fuck them niggers,
And that these police departments, these media outlets, will by definition not trust them. That is who these serial killers target. It is the systemic violence from the police that creates and facilitates the environment that these serial killers thrive in. That fundamentally, I mean, let's be real. That community, those people would literally have been safer had there been no police and the community responded by themselves. Now, to be clear, vigilantism is a terrible, terrible, terrible solution and should not be the system. But
okay.
the fact that this guy got away with what he was doing for so long was not just because the police weren't doing their job. It's because the police were providing active cover for him. And one of the most callous, harsh reasons behind
That's
this
true.
is because, look, arresting random innocent people for traffic violations is easy. Investigating murders is hard. And when you have a bloated police department with a ton of people running around, they're going to choose to do the easy thing, and they're going to avoid doing the hard thing, even if that means sitting back and watching as people die and people in the community are begging for your assistance. Fundamentally, our system is just completely, completely broken.
Exactly. I've always stated that we are, a lot of our people, I don't know, their mind just turned off in history like 1865, almost 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, the end of the Civil War, 2 years later, roughly, no more child slavery. Our people forget that this devil just shifted tactics, all right? They are no longer concerned with learning the methods by which this damn devil is still coming after us. That's my point I'm trying to make. All right. And it's so sad because we were just talking about it the other day, and I've heard others mention that why is this rap shit not considered hate speech? Like I said, they've changed tactics. You got to remember they were highly embarrassed during the so-called civil rights era. They were exposed as the murderous pieces of shit that they always were and still are. So what they had to do is make us, and they did it through our music primarily. Other ways, ensuring that the father was not in the home, that the woman with her hard head, stubborn ass, she got involved with feminism, and it was an all-out assault. And a lot of our people didn't pick up on what was going on, and they were so concerned about getting this good job and going to college and trying to attain the American dream, which we know is a nightmare. And again, what did this devil do? He constantly changed tactics. Now, more flooding our neighborhoods and communities with drugs. It's just a constant, as it says in Isaiah 14, a continual stroke. So here you have this devil, which managed. This is why we say this motherfucker is a devil. It took. Consider this now. You don't think he didn't know what this guy was saying here? That the police actually provided cover for him? Because these are marginalized people, right? Like he was saying, we are a means to an end. This slavery goes far beyond the chattel, He's gotten us in so many different ways since then and continues to. Goes back to ancient Egypt where the Pharaoh didn't want to let us go. This motherfucker does not want to let us go. You keep talking about reparations. Well, a lot of people never considered that this devil, you have to listen to him talk. And all the speeches and other things I've actually heard and read, you're not going to be cut a check. No, he's going to do it in a way that, we're going to set up scholarships. In other words, the money is going to be funneled back to him. See, he does not want to let us go. Just like, or even more so than, this is a crafty motherfucker here we're dealing with, Esau Edom. All right, but let's get some scriptures. I've gone way too long. We kept telling you women what was going down. You didn't want to believe us. This is from eSword, Isaiah 32:9. What does it say? The heading, complacent women warned of disaster. We kept telling you. Years and years and years. This has been going on for the longest. You didn't want to listen. All right? You let this devil talk you into, I don't need no man. Fuck him. I can do bad all by myself and shit, all that kind of shit. Well, okay, cool. Keep it moving. Bye. All right. And now you see some videos of these women crying, black man, please forgive us. We didn't. Oh well. Complacent women warned of disaster. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, and you have been at ease. Oh, you have been at ease. You were so easy for this devil to manipulate. So easy. Way too easy. Going all the way. He's dealing with the same spirit as back in the garden. Genesis 3rd chapter. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Let's look into that vintage. Let's see. The vintage, that is Strong's H1210. By Tazyar. All right. Clip, that is the grape crop. All right. We always like to, for this, these programs that, all this shit that came out of Lyndon Baines Johnson's Great Society, all these things that were set up that you were initially told and taught or to help you were indeed set up to hurt us. Anybody will tell you that lived, especially that lived through that period, will tell you, if they're honest, we were far better off before Lyndon Johnson's, Great Society bullshit after Kennedy was assassinated. All his programs after that. All right. Verse 11, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you, and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, again, these programs, these things, all right, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city, because Jacob's trouble is coming. You can already sense it, all right. 14, because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the cities shall be left, the forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. All right, because this place is already falling apart. These devils are trying to set up their new world order. They don't, because they know that they're going down. All right, the very earth itself, is rising up against this, this damn devil. It says many days and years, and it says days above a year. All right, as was the time back here. Therefore, Isaiah 3:17 through 26, well, before, because of, especially the Judite woman, because of her pride, these things, these curses were put on her to this day. All right. That's why they can't grow any hair. Things of that nature. All right. This goes into that. All right. Let's see. Let's go Jeremiah or so. Look at that. Jeremiah 25:10 and 11. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth. You already see that happening. What I tell you about these women out here making videos, trying to apologize to so-called black men. Well, we're sorry. We know we've done, Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstones and the light of the candle. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment. And these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. That was going into, of course, under the Assyrians, that Babylon, not the first one before Egypt. We're talking about the second one, all right? The first one was Cush. The second one, the Assyrians, okay? It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, all right? So all you that are accustomed to, going to, Forever 21 and H&M and all your online shit, that's about to be cut off. All right, because this devil is coming after all these programs. Like I said, he's trying to save his own ass. All right, and you're not part of that plan. So hey, once again, we've been talking about Syriac. You think this is the only one? You think this is it? This guy is 39 years old. What you think they've been fantasizing about this shit? Kept her locked up in the basement or whatever room it was, in lingerie, whipping her and shit. Said he had some some of that slave lust. So hey, we kept telling you this was, days like this were gonna come, and look at here. Woo-wee. Oh well. You're gonna see how much your daddy really loves you. I'm talking about the so-called white man. Hey, so with that, once again, this has been a video with Dr. Rashad Ritchie about this serial killer that the police wanted to ignore because our people were complaining. Nah. It's those people. So, they're making it up. This doesn't happen. And meanwhile, he was getting away with shit. So, hey, till the next video, hey, shalom.